Welcome to Leadership in the Line of Fire with your host, Brad Howe. Join Brad as he dives into the heat of leadership challenges, where the flames of business uncertainty meet the hard-earned lessons of firefighting. Embrace change, master agility, and become the trusted leader guiding your team through the smoke. Get ready to ignite your leadership journey.
Hey, welcome back to another fiery episode of our leadership series. Today we're delving into the heart of what it means to lead with the 5 leading questions about leadership. These are the big burning questions that can shape your journey as a leader. We're going to tackle these questions head on, drawing from real life experiences and insights. Whether you're an aspiring leader or you're looking to refine your skills, this episode was packed with valuable lessons and thought-provoking perspectives. And hey, if you find value in our discussions, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with the latest episodes. Feel free to share this podcast with others in your crew who might also be on their leadership journey. Now let's gear up, turn up the heat, and jump right into these pivotal leadership questions. Question number 1. Are leaders born or are they created? I believe they're both. I think leaders that are born probably show leadership qualities earlier in life, but through experience and training, people can grow into great leaders. You also have to be the sort of person who will accept the role of leader. Some people just don't want to be in charge, even though they're capable. And this means that even if they're put in that position, they will probably not do as good a job as they could because they're trying to get out of it all the time. I believe it's truly a choice, and you'll know when you're ready to step up. There'll be times when you think you're ready, and I think you should push yourself forward to try, but at times you might think you're ready, but you're not quite ready. Either way, you need to show those leadership qualities because that's what people are going to look to when they're looking for people to take charge of certain projects or small things that are going on. Even born leaders need training, okay? Just because people will follow you doesn't mean you should be leading them. We see that with people like influencers and politicians all the time. They have millions of followers, but should those people really be following them? Do they actually know what they're talking about? Are they really leaders, or are they just saying stuff that appeals to the masses? It doesn't necessarily make you a leader just because you're an influencer. True leadership, to me, is altruistic. That is, it's unselfish. It's not about you. You lead to help others, and together you will succeed. So, are leaders born or created? Both. But leaders that are born sometimes rise to a higher level, given that they start being leaders earlier. Number 2, how do I become a leader? I suppose you do what you do. That's probably the most important thing. Start doing it. Don't just say you do it well. Go out there and do it well. Put your hand up to lead whenever the opportunity arises. And it won't arise all the time. So you need to take those opportunities to lead when you get the chance. Ask to be in charge and volunteer to lead. Often I see that on the fire ground and places like that, they're calling for strike team leaders, sector commanders. They want people to put their hand up and say, I will take responsibility, I will lead. And these are your chances to step up. They're not always there in every workplace, but you'll come across them from time to time. Take the chance to lead. Volunteer. I know if you've ever been in the army, the first rule is never volunteer for anything. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to be a leader, sometimes it starts there. You need to read, you need to learn, and you need to improve your knowledge. As a leader, you can't just be stagnant. You've got to be growing all the time. So it's super important that when you're on the path of becoming a leader, that you keep growing your knowledge because that will help you at some stage. Work closely with other leaders. Be their offsider. If someone says, I need someone to help me do this project, get in there beside them, give them assistance because this shows your leadership abilities to someone who's above you and gives them the idea of what level of capability you have. Start small with your leadership. No one starts running large fires on day one. That's a fact. Whether it's in business or on the fire ground, you don't start running huge fires, okay? You start running with a crew and then you become a crew leader and you work your way up from there. You never start at the top because you need the experience. So get in there, start small, start leading as often as you can. Leaders are always there, in my opinion, because they love what they do. Every time I turn around, I see the same people around me on the fire ground. These are our leaders. These are the people who are continuing to grow and push forward with their career as a firefighter. Don't confuse managers with leaders. In my opinion, when the chips are down, managers are like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. They scatter everywhere and hide. Leaders prepare to face the flames. They are willing to take the heat. It's not fun and you might not enjoy it, but the fact of the matter is you'll be there, whereas managers, they disappear. They don't want to take responsibility, in my experience. Number 3, how do leaders make decisions? Leaders make informed choices. They stop, they assess, they plan, then they implement, and then normally they debrief as well. So they don't just jump in and do things. They assess things first. They think about what the options are. Then they put their plan into place. Now, that can happen quickly, but the fact of the matter is that it just doesn't happen instantly. They use their knowledge and their gut feel for how to get something done. That gut feel comes from your experience, that this isn't right or that would work better or whatever. It's just there. It's inherent. But the fact of the matter is, somewhere along the way, you've been exposed to that and you've learnt that. Leaders make their decisions based on what they themselves would be willing to do. And that's a big difference between leaders and managers as well. Managers will just tell people what to do. Leaders will ask people to do what they truly would do themselves. But as the leader, they need to take a larger role. Leaders consider what they're asking their people to do and believe that they can achieve. They don't just drop stuff on people. Okay. As a leader, when you make decisions, you're considering the implications of that decision. And more often than not, you'll seek advice from qualified people. And it might only be quick advice, or has anyone got any input? What do you think about this? Anybody got an idea about how we might do this better? And if there's something, they can take it and consider it. If not, we push on with the plan. They ask if anyone else has information or wants to help in any way. So they're not just relying on their own information, although they can and will, but if they can get feedback to help make a better decision, they will take that. Number 4, can leaders be followers? Yes, if they believe the person above them is trustworthy and capable. I went into business myself because I was tired of working for people with less ambition, that didn't care about what was actually happening in their businesses and put people second. Okay, that's what leaders do. Leaders hate to work for idiots. It's a terrible thing to say, but sometimes that's how you feel when you're in that position. But just remember that the idiot has had the guts to go out and run a business. If you're not prepared to do that, then don't criticize. Help fix the problems. Sometimes it's nice to be a follower, to jump back on a fire truck and just be one of the team chasing the action rather than just sitting in the background. And being in a leadership position can move up or down depending on what project you're working in, of course. And I also believe that it's really important for leaders to get back on the tools, to mix with crews, to mix with your co-workers, and to get dirty and to remember why you do what you do and maybe learn how you could do it better, because things change on the fireground, on the fire front, on the business situations. Everything changes from time to time. So you can see how you can get better at it. Why don't some leaders lead? They're scared. It's pretty simple. They're scared of failure, scared of success. They're scared of standing out. They're scared of making mistakes. They're scared of people saying stuff about them. And all these are legitimate reasons. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have that inside of us. When we lead, when we put ourselves out there, like I'm putting myself out here right now, I open myself up to criticism, and lots of it. But that's the price you pay for trying to lead in a field, whether it be in business or in life. It takes guts to be in charge. You're always going to be right for some people, and you're always going to be wrong for others. You have to learn how to build the trust with the second group of people, because once they support you, you'll cement your place and they'll always want you in charge. It's not easy, but it's absolutely worth doing. Being a leader is hard, okay? At times, it's not worth the stuff that people put on you and put you through, but it's a choice that some people can't walk away from. Someone needs to step up and be in charge. It's who we are as a leader. What do leaders really do? I've finally come to my last question. I believe that the job of a leader is to manage chaos, to keep things running smoothly and to show where we're heading. It's not to do everything. The first thing you need to learn to do as a leader is actually to delegate, to give tasks to the best qualified person. They get to be leader and the job gets done properly. 95% of leadership, in my experience, is dealing with personalities. This person won't work with this person. I feel like such and such is always rude with me, etc., etc. Okay. You're there as the person that people can look up to, rely on, and know that you have their back. And you won't always get it right. You're going to stuff up, but deal with it and move on. A good leader surrounds themselves with an exceptional leadership team. There's an old saying in business that says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. It's true. As a leader, you need smart people around you. You need that feedback. You need that support. You also need someone to replace you when you move up or on or out. So if you're not working with the smartest people, encouraging them to become better leaders, you're actually damaging the organization or business that you're working for. Take the best people and let them lead. Support them. Be there when they need help. And also be there when they need to kick up the backside or they need direction. We all get it. We all understand that sooner or later we're going to do the wrong thing and we're going to have to wear it. So as we douse the flames on today's episode, it's clear that leadership is a journey filled with learning, growth, and sometimes tough questions. Whether leaders are born or made, the path to becoming a great leader involves embracing challenges, making informed decisions, and sometimes following as much as leading. Remember, it's okay to be a follower sometimes, to learn, to grow, and prepare for when it's your turn to lead. And for those times when you hesitate to step into a leadership role, know it's a choice that comes with its own set of challenges, but one that can be absolutely incredibly rewarding. Today, we've scratched the surface on what it means to be a leader. The real journey lies in how you take these insights and apply them to your own path. Leadership isn't just about managing chaos, although I believe that is the major thing that leaders do. It's about guiding others through it and coming out stronger on the other side. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of leadership. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and don't hesitate to share this podcast or the YouTube video that goes with it to someone who could benefit from our conversation. Until next time, keep nurturing your leadership flames and remember, run towards the flames.
Thank you for tuning in to Leadership in the Line of Fire. If today's episode sparked some insights, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Your support fuels this journey. Join us next time as we continue to explore leadership lessons from the fire line. Until then, keep leading with courage and agility.